Justin, David, Ray, and welcome to April. We're going to look at the 10 shots we loved the most in historic film locations in March. We don't usually like to spend too much time talking about our own shots on these videos, but David, first of all, you had an amazing whole batch of shots from 7 this month that were really cool. But you had one that I wanted to ask you about specifically because I think hopefully the answer will lead to some information that will help the people who watch these videos. And that was this one where you had the camera really low. I always love these opportunities to get the camera really low, looking upward at the subject. I love them because they look amazing, but it's also kind of challenging because it's hard to tell how high off the ground the camera is supposed to be and therefore how close you as a subject are supposed to be. So what I want to ask you is, did you try a lot of different variations like I would do? Do you have an actual trick or did you just get lucky?
If I recall, we threw a leather jacket down and propped the phone up at floor level to take that shot.
Was that just a lucky guess?
I don't recall us spending too long on that, so maybe it was just a stroke of luck.
All right, well.
We got there, put the camera.
I'll tell you what,
holy shit, we got it.
Whenever I get that lucky, I'll take it.
I don't usually walk away from something feeling like I absolutely nailed it, but that was pretty close, that one.
Oh, that shot was just gorgeous, man. All right, well, enough of that. Let's talk about everyone else's shots this month. We get to welcome Steve Dahlman back to the top 10. Old Steve's never far away from these videos, is he? If you're asking about the household titles from Alfred Hitchcock, Marnie is probably not one of them for most people, but by golly, it's almost Sean Connery in it.
This is one of those shots where it is it an actual location or is it a studio set?
Yeah,
that's the thing about with Hitchcock. With a lot of Hitchcock shots, it's hard to tell where reality ends or where the processing begins. And when this shot was posted by Steve, a bit of a discussion did come out of it, where a lot of people were talking about reality or studio. I can vouch for this location. I've been here myself. I've gotten this exact shot that David got, but there is also a wider shot that's more of an establishing shot that reveals a lot more. Obviously, yes, you can tell by looking at this, a lot has been added in post by Hitchcock, but this is the real deal. Number 9, we got this amazing shot by Matthew Brown from Beneath the Planet of the Apes.
I love the big nature shots like that, and, just crushed it. I mean, there's nothing more to say. It was just perfect shot.
I feel like it deserves more recognition when somebody can go out to the middle of absolutely nowhere and be like, boom, there you go.
That's why we do these videos. This really beautiful looking shot from Midnight in Paris. I'll tell you what, when it comes to Midnight in Paris, it seems like everybody, Justin and myself included, everyone just goes for that one iconic hero shot of Owen Wilson sitting on those steps. But Ronaldo Ferreira here has to give him credit for getting this one shot that I've never seen before, and he did a really beautiful version of it.
The other thing I was going to say, obviously, you get a nighttime shot and you backlit it like that, then obviously it's better and so on.
I don't know about you guys, but you'll always get bumped up a space or two in my ratings if you do if you do a night shot at night.
That only makes sense though if the movie was shot at night, otherwise it would be a bit off.
I'm starting to dig the fact that people are kind of shying away from the hero shots, which I'm guilty of just trying to get myself and trying to get some other shots. Some of the other shots in the top 10 this month are kind of the same way. People are spreading their wings a little bit, but I dig it.
I think that's what kind of catches our eye at this stage in the game of the hobby is you got to dig a little deeper, right?
Not go for the low-hanging fruit. You must climb slightly.
Yeah. Try to do something a little unique. Oh my gosh.
Speaking of not unique shots,
man, this is so dang cool. This is definitely in the category of, if I ever go to this location, I hope I get a version of this shot this good. Igor Spigarovsky's Jeloshness. Well done, sir. Well done.
You grew up with Bruce Lee, and Bruce Lee was this iconic figure, and he only had that short career and so on. So anything that you can get in contact with anything that he did, and this is iconic because of Chuck Norris.
especially with this shot in particular, he's able to say, I put my hand right where Bruce Lee's hand was.
So I've gotten this shot, James. I've done this shot at the Roman Gardens before. Yeah, I've done this shot and kind of 2 other variations of this shot. But if anybody is going to go over there and get this shot, remember at the top of the hill where the front of the big hotel or the museum is, there's like 10 other great shots of Bruce Lee you can line up. And right on the other side of that is National Lampoon's European Vacation shots you can line up. You can get like 10 great shots right there.
Brian Witt's back.
Oh,
Yeah, no shock. It's the Brian Witt show.
The most constant things in life, death, taxes, and Brian Witt's going to be in Brian Witt. Yep. That dude stays busy. You know, I remember in the very first video that we did, we talked about we're drawn to exclusivity. We're drawn to the rare stuff. And I think I made some kind of crack along the lines of, yeah, so if you're doing your shots in Los Angeles, chances are your shot won't make it into the, won't make the cut. But here's Brian Witt, shot after shot after shot, all coming from Los Angeles, but they're all getting in there because Brian Witt's, once again, not going for the low-hanging fruit. He's really digging deep. He zigs when they zag, and he's doing all this stuff that no one else thinks of, and they're just beautiful. Once again, this is a night shot done at night. So much credit for this. We got another one from Sajti Baton and his family. I'm so glad we get to talk about this one, if for no other reason than I get to apologize to Sajti for misspelling his name last month. Sajti, apologies, sir. So glad to have you feature one more time.
Him and his kids take great shots.
The guy's having fun. He's incorporating his family, making memories. And really, that's what this hobby's all about at the end of the day. Shots aside, daytime, nighttime, nailing it or whatever. It's really the memories. And this guy's really enjoying the process, enjoying making memories with his family. And he's just crushing it.
Yeah, well said. Yep.
So I've been to this location. So you are very close to, you could, just along the road, you're straight on Indiana Jones. It's known as the Lawrence of Arabia oasis, because the reason those palm trees and everything is there is because it was built for Lawrence of Arabia, and then a few years later they came and used that location for this shop. That's why there's the palm trees.
So that's not natural oasis. That is a man-made oasis that just is still there.
That's awesome info. Number 4, Brian Witt.
Again,
when you start going after deleted scenes, you're hardcore.
In the spirit of just going harder and digging harder, I love behind the scenes shots of the movie or some deleted scenes or somebody who's really just trying to get something different. It's inspiring, it makes everybody want to step up their game, and this guy crushed this shot, so kudos to you, Brian.
Everybody knows about the Charlton Heston 10 Commandments, but man, you're a serious cinephile when you start going down the original silent version by Cecil B. DeMille. This shot at Guadalupe Dunes is so cool. Gotta love this just for the historical significance of the shot. This month's silver medalist. Oh man, this shot. This shot from Ace Ventura, all it says, if you can go through life with this much lack of shame, it's gotta be rewarded.
When I was looking at that shot, I'm like, I wish I could be half as free as this guy. Whatever he's doing, he's just has no care in the world.
There's no way for the wig.
No care in the world.
I have no idea where he got the wig, but the wig he absolutely needs extra credit for the wig.
Unless he comes back and says that's not a wig.
You dig down the rabbit hole of history or you think about the franchise, but this is one of those shots that just makes you smile and makes you laugh, and you just kind of have to give this guy credit for going for it.
The shot we just talked about would have been an easy gold medalist if it wasn't for the fact that another video has gotten hijacked by somebody going to Tunisia. I tell you what, we don't have a lot of people watching these videos yet, but if anybody's watching it and saying, I really want one of my shots to be featured, just go to Tunisia. That's the cheat code.
It's like a surefire way into these videos.
Yeah, Tunisia's the cheat code. But yeah, this shot from Raiders of the Lost Ark by Mario Doll is absolutely insane. This is so dang good.
This is one of the best Raiders of the Lost Ark matchups I've ever seen.
And you're right, James. Any shots from Tunisia are gonna raise our eyebrows, you know.
It seems that way.
And also, kudos for the Jaws t-shirt. So linking it.
I was just gonna say, old brother, why do you notice
that?
Getting Raiders of the Lost Ark shots in a Jaws t-shirt. He's my best friend.
Yeah, he was greasing you up, James. He's like, man, I'm gonna get #1 on the next episode.
So dang many honorable mentions to get to this month. Didn't quite make the cut, but they were amazing nonetheless. This shot from Matthew Bostic was so wonderful. It falls into the if you could hear a picture category.
Can you dig it?
Lance Robb.
And the matchup in that photo is exquisite.
Balash Kadar. Our buddy Randy Parsons had this really cool batch of shots from Shutter Island. Tommy Major, who's been all over these videos the past couple of months, didn't quite make it this month, but this shot was one that we loved. Mitoya Kudamura, who's always doing these shots that we're all jealous of because they're from Japan. He ventured over to Singapore for this great shot from Crazy Rich Asians. Gareth Molan, Andy Height. Andy Height had the #1 position in one of our videos, and he's been just opening the floodgates all across Washington, D.C., and we really loved this shot from Born Yesterday. Another solid dang month.